Savannah is a unique place. People's reactions to Savannah are magic. It's not just the buildings. Trees are the intrinsic beauty of Savannah. Trees are everything. They're poetry, they're beauty, they're health, and it's all in the parks and all in the squares. And if they're not there, you have an emptiness that cannot be resolved. Trees make Savannah. I am Audrey Platt, and I am from Savannah, Georgia. My mother was a gardener, and she was very important in the Garden Club of America. The area where Factors Walk is, my mother worked on that. Nothing had been paid any attention to in years, and then all of a sudden, a bunch of ladies, which is the way it always happens, got interested, and with their hair very well done and their martinis in hand, they went down there and started planting plants. That was my mother's era, but I don't think any of us actually thought of ourselves really in that way. We were yard people, not anything as dramatic and as high class perhaps as gardening. I moved back here with my husband and 2 or 3 children in 1964, and at that point I had lived in a lot of other places, including France and New York and North Carolina. Finally came back here and said, this is the best place. The thing that appealed to me most was, number one, moving downtown, which I did, into the house that I'm in now. I saw this house, and I saw this tree in the side yard, and immediately I thought, I think that we're a unit. And so I bought the house, and with it came the tree. The tree is still there, and it will always be there, and it's 320 years old. It's the oldest one in the historic district and the biggest, and I hope the happiest. The love of conservation really did come later. My first real community efforts were about protecting the historic district. And I met constantly with a small group of people in what's called the Davenport House. Every Wednesday evening we'd meet, discuss what we were going to do to terrorize the rest of the population later, and we were successful. I began being interested through the Garden Club in Forsyth Park about 25 years ago, actually. I was interested in its beauty, and I was interested in its future, the park. So we, the Garden Club, started refurbishing something called the Fragrant Garden in Forsyth with plantings and renewing it. And in the last 5 years, my daughter Eleanor Rangus has gotten tremendously interested and has been chairman to form a legacy project for the park, which has been accepted by the city of Savannah. Not changing the park, but refurbishing the park and being sure it has a future. So we're very proud of that, and I'm very proud to have been at the very beginning of it with the Fragrant Garden. At one point, I decided to give some trees, to plant them. And when my husband died, I thought, well, this cemetery out here, the Catholic cemetery, where he was buried, looks almost barren now. So I got 30 oaks, planted them with lots of help, and watered them with the help of my family and friends. And now, 10 years later, they are trees. They are big guys, and they provide shade, health, love. It's being under a tree that's lovely. I'm involved still in the Garden Club of America through a club called Trustees Garden Club here. The Garden Club of America is deeply involved in conservation. And truthfully, I don't know that I'd ever really thought about conservation, big C, before. But now, it's the heart and soul of the whole thing. I will always be noisy, and I think being noisy is essential and helpful, and it's difficult. But unless you do it, particularly unless you do it, nobody else is going to. We faced city governments who were not on our side, residents who were not on our side. Actually, nobody much was on our side, except us. We overcame the challenges that we faced trying to save this city by continuing to fight. It's too important for our city. We're a forest city. I think it's crucial that individuals come forward and make noise. Pay attention, wake up, because what's good for us and our economy is also hurting us. Preserve what you've got that's good. You're going to be a whole lot happier if you look out a window like I can at a big tree. If I have any legacy, what I've done to try to help preserve downtown Savannah, specifically for Forsyth Park, will be the most important thing I've done. And the tree in my own yard, which is the most important one in the city, at least downtown, is the one I love the most. And I guess I'll always fight for that. That's kind of what you do. You say, what's my job? That's my job.